Hey, this is JBiz Huns and welcome back to my channel. I've been asked many times over the past few weeks about my thoughts on the recent update after Sunder Patan, the July update that changed the way we look at grinding and the way that tigers act and all that stuff. So I didn't want to come out and do it first and really lay my thoughts out right away without getting some clear thoughts and watching the process and seeing streams and playing my game as well. And I want to share my thoughts with you. Start with tigers. So for me, I really was excited for tigers to come out, and I really thought that it was sad that the 3-lake method came out. It really made me feel like the super rares were not really super rares, and I honestly think, looking back, we're going to see this as an asterisk. Tigers that were harvested with a rare fur or super rares prior to the update are going to be seen as like more uncommon, I guess. So for me, I do have a rare pseudomelanistic male that I did catch as an initial spawn, but I did not bother grinding that way. I just kept on my moose grind and some other things. I did go looking for a couple diamonds, and I did find one on multiplayer for a tiger, and I did find one on my as initial spawn on my map. But I really like what they did with them, that they are still going to be kind of grindable, because I know tigers, they go aggressive right away if you spawn in, unlike other animals that might spook right away. They'll go aggressive and try to stalk you. So I still think they're grindable, but the fact that they're going to respawn a little later just means that you got to do the other things on the map, come back to the 3-lake method and do that stuff. So for me, I think the changes is a look in the right direction. Could it be better? I would like to see what others would think and maybe comment below. As for tents, I found that the recent update actually made them perfect, really. I remember a time when we were grinding whitetail, moose, black bear, or whatever, and if you didn't have your tent within 250 meters, animals wouldn't even render in. And I know that did make a exploit where you can put a tent on top of one zone, 250 meters away, put it on top of another zone. You could spawn in, the animals won't render in, you shoot the ones across the lake, spawn over to pick them up, and then there they magically re-render. So I know that was being an exploit, and I exploited and used it myself, and it's in many of my videos that I talk about. So I'm glad they fixed that and made it more realistic that if you spawn into a place, the animals are going to be there. However, in fixing that with the Sunder Patan release, they made it so the animals weren't spooking at all, which again is another exploit. So I'm glad that they fixed it, and the fact that it's around 180 meters for the spook is 70 meters better than what we had before. I know it makes it a little harder with tar because, you know, you're trying to place your tents on a mountain and stuff like that, but I still think there's room that the true grinders will be able to use it and work it out and make it to their advantage anyways. So I'm all for this update. I knew it wasn't going to last forever, and I'm glad that they fixed it, and I'm happy it's at 180 meters instead of 250 like it originally was. I think the biggest thing that made a lot of the community upset, that predominantly the grinders, is the main menuing. It was a trick that I would use in all my grinds. You would do your rotation, kill 10 to 12 bucks, let's say, go to the main menu, and bam, automatic respawns very quickly. Now the game is making you wait the 15 odd minutes, maybe even longer for some species, for them to respawn, which is fine. And really, the more that I think back, Jaxie Beard has mentioned the main menuing was probably causing some more issues than we really thought to believe. And looking back on my moose grind, my first one, I did 2,175 kills. No great one. And this was before I pressed new game and had brand new maps. But I was realizing that I would shoot a moose, and mostly single moose in a zone with like 3 other females, let's say. And the male was not coming back, rotation after rotation after rotation. So eventually I just said, you know what, it's not coming back. I moved my tent. And then I always have a strategy that 500 kills later, I always go out and look at the whole map to see if there's any stragglers, any males that really joined other herds, or is there any solo males that I forgot about. And there they are, back to that zone. So I thought, geez, it's respawned already. So I went in and I tested on my 2 grinds that I currently have open right now, which is my fallow and my moose, and I find that they work so much better, that the respawns are actually coming back. So I just set my rotation for an hour and a half within the grind. So for moose, 14:30, I start grinding until 6, which is about 20 in-game minutes. By the time that I do that and do my time reset back, it's already been enough time that the zone that I'm going back to, the respawns are already there. It works fantastic. And the same with fallow. I was doing the same exact thing. I don't know with whitetail. I have been hearing that it's been a little wonky, but hey, I can't comment because I don't have a current whitetail grind going. I am planning on launching a new video about how I'm going to grind going forward with the new update, with my new tent placements, how I plan to shoot males, what I tend to look for. I think that'll be great for the community and for others to see that it's really not that big of a change and that it's actually some positives that are going to come with this update. I think hindsight will be 2020 and we'll look back and then we'll say, hey, we really got upset. We divided our community and we got upset at each other for no reason. As I think this is a good style for everyone involved. I think it's great that the update has really made it a lot harder for certain species and made it a lot easier for other things that we used to take for granted. But yeah, like and subscribe to my channel. Go check out my other videos. If you want to know more about herd management or some other things, go check out those videos as well. Please like and subscribe. Thank you and happy hunting.